Judges chapter 2. Shoftim, Perek Bet, chapter 2. Vaya'al malach Adonai min hagilgal el habochim. Vayomer a'ale etchem mimitzrayim va'avi etchem el haaretz asher nishbati la'avotechem. Va'omar lo afer briti itchem leolam. And a malach of God. Malach can be messenger or an angel. And a messenger of the Lord went up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I will take you up from Egypt, and I have brought you to the land that I have sworn to your fathers. And I said, I will not break my covenant with you forever. This is the angel of God speaking as God. I will take you up from Egypt. Even though we said in the Haggadah of Passover that no one did this, when it talked about God in the Exodus story, taking them out of Egypt or striking the firstborn, all those things, it says, I am no angel. But this is an angel talking and saying that I have brought you to the land. What's interesting to me is, why does he speak in the future tense? I will take you up from Egypt. But they're already in the land, so why is he saying, I will take you up from Egypt? It's a big question. Ve'avi was, I will bring you to the land. But a'ale means, I will take you up out of Egypt. Va'avi, I have brought you, but they're already in the land. In Gilgal, that's in Israel. It's in Canaan. So what's going on here? It's a question. Okay, next. Ve'atem lo tichretu brit liyoshvei haaretz hazot mizbechotehem titotzun v'lo shematem b'koli ma zot asitem. And you shall not make a covenant with the inhabitants of this land. Their altars you shall smash, but you have not obeyed me. What have you done? Again, this angel is saying, you haven't obeyed me. Why does God use an angel to speak as God? And sometimes God just speaks directly. Is there a formula to that? Are there reasons for that? Another question. Okay, V'gam amarti lo agaresh otam mipnechem v'yu lachem letzidim ve'elohehem yiyu lachem lemokesh. And I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, and they will be pokers to you, like pokers in your eyes, I think. Pokers to you, and their gods will be a stumbling block to you. Vayehi kedaber malach Adonai et hadvarim ha'eleh. And it was while the malach, I'll just say malach, it's easier to, because messenger, how do we know it's not an angel? It says malach. So how do you know how to, they translate it here as the Chabad translation. They translate angel, they translate messenger. But an angel is a messenger, but an angel is something metaphysical. And a messenger can imply just a human being, but a human being doesn't say, I, God, took you out of. It's hard to interpret this. But anyways, V'hi kedaber malach Adonai et Adonai el kol b'nei Yisrael v'yisu ha'am et kolam v'yibku. And it was while the messenger of the Lord was, or the angel of the Lord, the malach of the Lord was saying these words to all the children of Israel, that the nation raised their voices and they wept. They cried. ויקראו שם המקום ההוא בוכים. ויזבחו שם לאדוני. בוכים, 72. בוכים. And Atbash is 380. Okay. Vayishalach Yehoshua et ha'am. Wait a minute. Why is Yehoshua coming back here? Why is Joshua coming back here? Okay, so basically, what Rashi is saying is that this event happened before. This incident actually occurred earlier, but since the scriptures is coming to tell us, and they did that which is evil, it begins with the following. Before Joshua died, Israel accepted before to serve God, and they sent them each to his inheritance, and they served God all of Joshua's days, and days as elders, and afterwards the children did evil. So maybe they were reprimanded by this angel because they started to do evil. I mean, they were all talk, but after Joshua died, they just kind of started to do evil. So that's why the angel, or the malach, reprimanded them. Vayishalach Yehoshua et ha'am vayelchu b'nei Yisrael ish l'nachato l'reshet et haaretz. And Joshua had sent away the nation, and the children of Israel went, each man to his inheritance to possess the land. Vayavdu ha'am et Adonai kol yemei Yehoshua v'chol yemei hazikenim. It's interesting. Why is the angel saying that they did idol worship? It says you are not obeying my voice. What have you done? And then all of a sudden it says that Joshua sent them away and they served God. It's like out of order, it seems to be. It's another question. Asher yichu yamim acharei Yehoshua. Very interesting way of spelling Yehoshua. They spell Yehoshua Yud Hey Vav Shin Vav Ayin, like it's spelled in Deuteronomy 3:23. Right? Deuteronomy 3:23. Let's see. Deuteronomy 3. No. 3:12 maybe. Not 3:23. 3:21 maybe? Yes, 3:21. Sorry. 3:21. 3, 2, 1. Contact. It's the reason. It's the motion. That's everyone has its contact. It's the reason. Yehoshua is spelled with two vavs in Deuteronomy 3:21. And here what does it say in Deuteronomy 3:21? What does it say? It says, I commanded Joshua at the time, saying, your eyes have seen all the Lord your God has done to these two kings. So will the Lord do to all of the kingdoms to which you will pass. Okay, so let's go back to Judges. Judges. Okay. It says here, Achrei Yehoshua asher ra'u et kol maseh Adonai hagadol Asher Asa Yisrael. Maybe it's making reference to Deuteronomy 3:21. And the nation served the Lord during all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great deed of the Lord that he performed for Israel. Vayamat Yehoshua ben Nun Eved Adonai ben Mea V'Eser Shanim. And Joshua son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old, same age as Joseph, per Genesis 50, right? 50:10, maybe? No, not sure. ויקברו אותו בגבול נחלתו בתמנת חרס. This is interesting. Here it says Timnat Cheres, but over there it says Timnat Serach. That's just scrambled around. Why does it say Timnat Cheres? Does Rashi comment on that? He should. This is strange. In Joshua, in Judges chapter 2 verse 9, it says it's called Timnat Cheres. Okay, which is, it's going to be the same gematria. What, 1158? Let's see here. 1158. Timnat Serach, right? Timnat Cheres. I wonder what they say here. Let's go back to Joshua chapter 24. It says, let's see if Rashi comments on this. It says here, Timnat Serach. All right. Rashi does comment on it. But hear this out. Let's hear it. Its name was Timnat Serach. Elsewhere, the scripture calls it Timnath Cheres because they set up a figure of the sun upon his grave. But it says don't make any images of the sun or the moon. Why did they do it? Tamuna Takama Al Kibro. How could they do that? Cheres means sun. Really? Cheres means sun? As in Judges 8:13, 14:18, and Job 9:7. Cheres is the sun? Cheres is clay. Maybe the sun makes the clay harden, that's why. Meaning, this is the one who caused the sun to stand still. And anyone who passes it by it says, woe to this one who performed such a great feat and died. Meaning it's so sad that somebody, Chaval, to Chaval al Shasa Devar Gadol Kazev, someone who was such a great hero, who made the sun stand still. I mean, God did, but I'm saying it was through his prayers or whatever, or he was involved with it anyway. Others say that Timnath Cheres, why is it called Cheres? Because its fruits would rot because of their great richness. Masriach. Masrichim. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you have it. That's the explanation. Das is the explanation. Okay. Right. Okay, let's continue here. Judges chapter 2, where were we? Okay, they buried him in Timnath Heres, Bahar, Ephraim, Mitzapon, Nahar, Gash. I made the joke because Gash is like Josh. Har Josh, the mount of Josh. Yehoshua. Mitzapon, Nahar, Josh. And they buried him on the border, his inheritance, in Timnath Heres, in the mountains of Ephraim, to the north of Mount Gash. וגם כל הדור ההוא נאספו אל אבותיו, ויקום דור אחר אחריהם אשר לא ידעו את אדוני, וגם את המעשה אשר עשה לישראל. Okay. And also all that generation were gathered to their forefathers, and there arose another generation after them who knew not the Lord, nor the deed which he had done for Israel. ויעשו בני ישראל את הרע בעיני אדוני ויעבדו את הבעלים. And the children of Israel did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, and they served the Baalim. ויעזבו את אדוני אלוהי אבותם והוציאו אותם מארץ מצרים וילכו אחרי אלוהים אחרים מאלוהי העמים אשר סביבותיהם וישתחוו להם ויכעיסו את אדוני. And they forsook the God of their forefathers, who had brought them up from the land of Egypt, and they went after other gods and the gods of the nations that were around them. And they bowed to them and they provoked the Lord. ויעזבו את אדוני ויעבדו לבעל ולאשתרות. And they forsook the Lord and they served the Baal and the Ashtaroth. Okay, where were we? Ashtaroth. Right. ויחרף אדוני בישראל ויזדים ביד שושים. וישוסו אותם וימכרם ביד אויביהם מסביב ולא יכלו עוד לעמוד לפני אויביהם. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers, and they spoiled them, and he gave them over into the hands of their enemies around, and they could no longer stand before their enemies. כאשר דיבר אדוני וכאשר נשבע אדוני להם ויצר להם מאוד. Wherever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil. And the Lord had spoken, as the Lord had spoken, and as the Lord had sworn to them, and they were greatly distressed. ויקם אדוני שופטים ויושיעום מיד שosiהם. And the Lord raised up judges, and they saved them from the hands of those who had spoiled them and ruined them, whatever they were doing. V'gam, I think I saw a video about this. When it means spoiled them, it means these people would come in and just steal and just loot the places, and who knows what they did to the women, and and all that stuff. They just completely harassed, utterly made life miserable for them. That's probably what happened. V'gam, that's what it means by spoiled them. וגם אל שופטיהם לא שמעו, כי זנו אחרי אלוהים אחרים, וישתחוו להם, סרו מהר מן הדרך, like it says by the eagle, סרו מהר מן הדרך, אשר הלכו אבותם, לשמוע מצוות אדוני לא עשו כן. But also their judges they did not obey, for they went astray after the other gods, and they bowed to them, and they turned quickly aside. They turned aside quickly from the way wherein their forefathers had walked, obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not do so. Okay. Next. וכי הקים אדוני להם שופטים, והיה אדוני עם השופט והושיעם, מיד אויביהם כל ימי השופט, כי ינחם אדוני מנאקתם מפני לוחציהם ודוחקיהם. And when the Lord raised them up judges, then the Lord was with the judge and saved them from the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For the Lord retracted because of their cry by reason of them that oppressed them and crushed them. Okay. והיה במות השופט ישובו והשחיתו מאבותם ללכת אחרי אלוהים אחרים לעובדם ולהשתחוות להם לא הפילו ממעלליהם ומדרכם הקשה. And it was when the judge died that they would return and deal more corruptly than their forefathers, going after other gods, to serve them, and to bow down to them. They did not diminish of their practices, nor of their stubborn way. ויחרב אדוני לישראל ויאמר יען אשר עברו הגוי הזה את בריתי אשר ציוויתי et abutam v'lo shamu lekoli. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he said, because this nation has transgressed my covenant which I commanded their forefathers and have not obeyed me, gam ani lo osif lehorish ish mipnehem min hagoyim asher azav Yehoshua v'yamot. I too will not continue to drive out any man from before them of the nations that Joshua left and he died. למען נסות בם את ישראל השומרים הם את דרך אדוני ללכת בם כאשר שמרו אבותם אם לא. In order to test Israel through them, whether they would keep the way of the Lord to walk therein, as their forefathers did, keep it or not. וינח אדוני את הגויים האלה לבלתי הורישם מהר ולא נתנם ביד יהושע. And the Lord left these nations without driving them out hastily, and he did not give them into the hand of Joshua. But I thought Joshua passed away already, so why is it going always back and forth in time? Maybe that's the idea. He didn't give them to Joshua because he knew that they were going to fall away. It's speaking like out of sequence, because it's like he didn't give them to Joshua because he knows they're going to rebel. That's an idea. It's not speaking chronologically, it's speaking like conceptually.